So this is lesson 83, product rule with variables, power rule with variables, page 342. All right, most of you probably already know how to do this, but I want to just do some review with you, make sure you get it when we do some more complicated ones. So we have x squared plus x to the 7th equals x to the 9th, because if you remember right, whenever you're multiplying variables or numbers with exponents, you add the exponents and get x to the 9th power. Okay. It doesn't matter if those exponents are numbers or letters or what they are, you will still get the sum of the exponents. So for instance, x to the a power times x to the b power equals x to the a plus b power. Do not think that because you took an x times an x, you're going to get an x squared with the a plus b, because x times x is x squared only because there's a 1 there and there's a 1 there, and you add them together and you get 2. If you don't have a 1 and a 1, you don't add 1 and 1 together and get 2. We have a b, or an a, and a b, and we add those together. We don't add a 1 and a 1 together because there ain't no 1 and a 1. Okay? So, if we make these a little bit trickier, x to the a power, y to the 2x power, isn't this nicer? Being able to see me right? X to the a over 2, and y to the 3x over 4. Crazy hard. Alright, so first thing we do, we can't not combine any exponents whose base number is different. So the only two we can combine are these, because we have an x right there. We don't care what the exponent is. All we need to make sure of is our base number is the same. So we're going to combine our x's. So let's just rearrange things and write it as x to the a times x to the a over 2 times y to the 2x times y to the 3x over 4. Just to get them in the right place. Get them close to each other. Now we can take this and write it as x to the a plus a over 2 y to the 2x plus 3x over 4. Okay, so now I've got my y exponents and I've got my x exponents, and now I'm just going to add my exponents together. So a plus a over 2 is the same as 2a over 2 plus a over 2. Okay? And I assume you know where this 2a over 2 came from. Our y is going to be, instead of 2x, we're going to make that an 8x over 4 plus 3x over 4. So, just for those of you that are having a little bit of a hard time following me, this 8x over 4 came from 2x. We needed a common denominator of 4, so we multiplied the top by 4 and the bottom by 4. So 4 times 2x is 8x, and we have a 4 in our denominator. So, x then has an exponent of 3a over 2. When you add these, do not fall into the trap of getting 2a squared. We're not multiplying, we're adding. So x to the 3a over 2, y to the 11x over 4. And that gives us our answer. One thing I really want to push, make sure you write these as exponents. if you're putting them in your homework or doing it on a test and writing it like this, that does not make any sense at all to anybody. Okay? So make sure that it is written as an exponent. I made these kind of big just so you could see them from the back of the classroom, but make sure they look like exponents. Okay, let's try another one. X to the a minus 2, y to the a plus 4, all over x to the a over 2, y to the 2a. Okay, good times. All right, first thing that I would do with this would be, let me move this up a little bit. First thing I would do with this is move my denominators up into the numerator position so that everything is on the same level. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this as x to the a minus 2, and then I'm going to bring up this and write it as x to the negative a over 2. Remember, you can move any term above or below the, in its opposite position, as long as you change the sign of the exponent. So this was a positive a over 2. In order to move that x to the a over 2 up into the numerator position, we had to make this negative. And we'll write the y, a plus 4, that didn't change, but we're going to move that other y up, so it's going to change to a negative 2a. Now we're going to combine. So let's take and rewrite this with my exponents as a to a minus 2, sorry about that, minus a over 2. And then we're going to write this as y to the a plus 4 minus 2a. Okay, I'm going to put parentheses around here because, as you know, these signs lock these together. So these have to be the same. So we're going to just kind of leave that the way it is. Find common denominators here. So we're going to have x to the a minus 2 minus a over 2. Okay, kind of makes a little bit of a mess. So I'm just going to leave my minus 2 alone. I'm just going to combine my a here and my a here, because combining this 2 with anything is not going to do anything anyway. I mean, we can't combine that 2 because we have an a here and an a here, so it's going to just kind of be drug along, so why even mess with it? So that being the case, we'll write this as 2a over 2, so common denominator here with this one, and I'm going to move this over in front of this 2, minus a over 2 minus 2. Okay, remember this is all exponents to this x. I'm going to make that x bigger so you can tell that it's an exponent. Okay, let's just keep going with the x. We'll come back to the y up here in a minute. 2a minus a is just a over 2 minus 2. Okay, so that's as simplified as you can get the x. Now let's look at the y. The y is going to be y to the, in fact, we don't have any denominators here, so it's going to make it real easy. A minus 2a is negative a. So we can write this as 4 minus a, or we can switch it around and be negative a plus 4. Doesn't really matter there. Usually you put your a first, though. So there's our answer for that one. So I think the power rule is quite a bit easier than what we just did with the product rule. The power rule says that if I have an x cubed and then I take that to another power, instead of adding my exponents, I multiply my exponents. So this is really, let me see if I can get my camera to cooperate here. That's really x to the 3 times 2, which is x to the 6th power. Okay, so see what happens here. I have no sign. I have nothing there. Okay, there. And one of the things that helps students sometimes remember that this is 3 times 2 is whenever you have 3 times 2, you can write it like that. Or if I have 3x, I can write it like 3x, like that. So there's no sign there telling you to multiply. There's no sign there telling you to multiply. So there's no sign there telling you to multiply. So that's kind of a clue that there's no addition, subtraction, multiplication, or anything. So you multiply. Okay, so let's look at one. Like x to the a plus 2, and then we're going to square that. So what that means is x is, well, I'm going to switch these around because I'm going to multiply the a plus 2 times 2, or 2 times the a plus 2. I put it, just the other, switch it around so that I can show really easily how to distribute there, which gives me x to the 2a plus 4 if I want to go that far. And that ends up being your whole answer. Okay, short and sweet. Let's put on one that's a little bit trickier. X to the a to the b power, y to the a to the b plus 2 power, divided by x to the negative a power. Okay, that one's going to be a little bit trickier. So let's just do this one bit at a time. X to the ab power, so we multiply these, y to the, well, let's multiply this times this, ab plus 2a power, and that's all over x to the negative a. Okay, let's bring up that negative a. So we end up with x to the ab power times x to the a power, because we're going to bring that up, and I just put it here because I wanted it close to the x, y to the ab plus 2a power. So all I'm going to do is add these two, and I don't have denominators. I can't combine these because of this b here, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I'm just going to switch it around, a plus a b. I guess you could leave it ab plus a, y to the a b plus 2a. And that is really all you can do, because you can't combine these two because of this b here. You can't combine these two because, again, because of this b. So at that point, you're good to go and done. Okay, so this equation is on 344, problem set 83, number 8, which I'm sure I assigned to you. So we'll just do this one. Okay, so again, we're going to look at these and combine them, and look at these and combine them. Then we're going to bring this up and combine, and we're going to be done. So a to the x power times n is a to the mx. The only reason I put mx down instead of xm is alphabetical order. B to the mx plus 3x, distribute that x, and that's going to be over a to the minus m. Okay, so at this point I'm going to bring my a to the negative m up. So let's just put it up here with my a to the mx, and I've got my b to the mx plus 3x. Okay, so at this point, my exponents are added. A to the m plus mx. That's all I can do. I cannot combine these as m squared x, because remember, if your exponents are on the same level, see up here there's different levels. We got this one here and this m here that's the mth power of x. So it's kind of on a different level here, so we know we multiply, but these are on the same level. When they're on the same level, you always add. So can't add those because of that x. And then our b, we just leave alone. We already did everything we could with that. So that leaves us for an answer, what I begotten right there. Okay? So have fun with these.